First off, it's so awesome. As someone who is at the first summit, the fact that there are 10 times the number of people in this room right now makes me really excited, and it gives me hope. And even if you don't know it yet, I think it should give you hope too. So what I'm going to talk about today is the fact that government has difficulty getting representative, actionable feedback from the community. Today I'm going to talk about a pilot that we are running with a tool called CityVoice. And what we're learning from that pilot is not that there isn't useful information to be had, it's that cities might not be choosing the right ways to listen. So this is typically the way we choose to listen today. Now, I want you to put yourself in the role of a resident of this neighborhood. A small laminated sign written in unidentified voice asking for feedback on a proposed change in the neighborhood. In this case, a sidewalk cafe. So say you're really down with this idea. You have absolutely no way to give your planning department kudos or a thumbs up for doing a great job. You're not going to go over to the meeting for that. But say you actually have a significant and meaningful bone to pick with this sidewalk cafe. The only way that you can express it is if you take off your workday and at 2 p.m. go and say no to somebody. That doesn't sound very exciting. And this is the result. There's a lot of empty rooms and a lot of the same voices. Or it's the flip side, and it's at the height of controversy that government decides to have a public meeting on issues that are highly systemic, highly complicated, of which they have no short-term ability to follow through on. And everyone leaves disappointed. So this is where our South Bend fellows in 2013, we had a fellowship in South Bend, and these are some fantastic people. On the left is Tamara, Dave Guarino, and Reed Ducey-Gibbs, and they're with the mayor and chief of staff of South Bend. And they took a big whack at this problem with the public feedback process when they created CityVoice. CityVoice gives residents a more accessible channel to prioritize which blighted houses on the city's long demolition list were the most pressing for the community. And so using a combination of both physical signage, as you can see here, and a call-in survey to meet residents where they are, they offered them a way to participate at the time and place of their choosing with simple technology that everyone has access to, the phone. And almost 2,000 people called in to vote on repair or removal. And what really piqued our interest at Code for America about this was when Matthew Moyers, a South Bend master planner, decided that he also wanted to use CityVoice to get feedback on his 5-year master plan. And so what does that even look like? So CityVoice, he puts out signs with an open-ended question on a topic relevant to the location, inviting residents to take 2 minutes to call in to share their feedback. They call in, they answer a few agree-disagree questions, and they have about 30 seconds to answer an open-ended question. All that gets directly posted to a companion website and is tied to that location. So we recruited 5 beta pilot cities to continue to test this idea out with. These cities range from the small places like Morro Bay. Sam Taylor, I believe, is in the audience. He's the city manager there, and you should talk to him. To the very big, like San Francisco and San Diego. And we decided that this is a relatively simple use of technology that can significantly improve the current process of public meetings. And given our work in the communications and engagement focus area, we've been eager to better test our assumptions about this process. But we didn't want to be a black box. So Dave Guarino, the fellow that you saw, took up a product residency with us last summer to create a builder. And I want to show you this because this is the tools panel. And so what you're going to see here is you come, after a pre-call, we got locations, we have a few questions, and we ask that they have a computer with a microphone on it. And you're going to watch them create their CityVoice instance in about the next minute. So I'll log in for Roku, add some locations. Let's move a little bit faster here. You got some 16 locations here. They wanted to find out, are people currently going to the library? They wanted to find out if it's education versus events. They wanted to find out if it's child or teenagers, and they asked their open-ended question. They reframe it. They take out the word innovation. And here's Misty Jones.
Okay, here we go. Hi, I'm Misty Jones, your San Diego Public Library Director. I want to hear what you think about your local library and how we can better serve you. Thank you for taking a few minutes to share your opinions with me.
No one likes the way they sound, so they record it like 3 times. And we finish recording, press the publish button, and all of a sudden, you have your call-in survey, and you have a companion website that'll be ready in 10 minutes. So, in a kind of Martha Stewart-esque way, that was Misty on Monday, launching her survey for her public library experience study. And now let's move on to San Francisco, who has been at this process for about the last 2 months. So let's check out what are some of the things that people are saying at a location only a few blocks away from here.
Hello there. I bring my son here frequently. I would like more ways that the children would be safe from the loose dogs.
I would design a dog park. There's already a playground down the street for the children.
You already have a playground for children literally a block away on the same park. So we have dogs that live in this neighborhood, just as many, probably more than children.
Make it very secure against any dogs or animals.
I would like to see more benches.
Colorful, whimsical animals, more color. Our current park is just brown and green. Blah. Plastic slides that don't heat up in the sun, rubber covers on the swings, a no smoking sign, and a shade structure somewhere.
I think it should have a water fountain.
And that it allows them to climb very high and feel like they're taking risks.
I would add a climbing wall.
I would get rid of all the sand because I think that's hard to run in and it's really messy. And I would have either some kind of composite that's safe to fall on.
I would turn it into a dog park.
Please do not succumb to the dog lobby.
Anything else? No.
So the result is that we hear people articulate their needs in the same way they might speak them to a neighbor or a friend. And so here is the companion site gets posted to. Here is where you can see all the voice answers that we've received so far. Here is where you can see the breakdown of activity. So what does this mean about the practices? Because there are a lot of awesome places that are doing this that can start incorporating a lot of things that we're learning. So 1, maps can help fill in the gaps in the outreach. Every time that people went through the CityVoice builder and put their locations on that map, not only were they able to precisely see where their location was, they were able to say, ooh, I should probably add a location or 2 to be representative. Second, find opportunities to tone check. That re-recording in a lot of instances actually cued people to say, do I sound like that when I talk to the public? And so just finding that opportunity in your process to do that. 3, use tools that are fit to purpose. Misty was doing the typing. It was not in a black box. This is a time-limited campaign, not an app that means to be maintained for years. You use it as it's useful to you. Soliciting actionable feedback. It's not about asking the big questions. It's about asking the questions that you can have a tangible result for. And finally, use the tools that make citizenship accessible. Last year, we had Elena Berkowitz do some preliminary research on how the underengaged relate to the process. And she found 2 standout things to me. 1, no one knows the definition of civic. We use it all the time. No one knows what it means. 2, the underengaged are highly likely to confuse government with the telephone company, health insurance, and corporate bureaucracy. It's all lumped in together for them. So I believe that these signs and the practices that they represent can be the visual reminders in the cityscape, reminding us that government is for the people, by the people. It's theirs, and they'll appreciate the reminder. Thank you.